Welcome to SIRA MCQ YouTube channel. Today we discuss A-level accounting paper 2024 question number 3. Let's go to the question. This is the theory part. Look here, this is the requirement. Which of the following, which of the following statements, there are 3 statements are correct as to be application of business entity concept. Look here, which of the following statements are correct? This is a correct one as to application. Application means using. Application means using of business entity concept. What is the business entity concept? Business entity concept means entity concept. Entity concept means there is a business, there is the business area, there are few parties we can identify. This is the owner of the business. This is the business, this is the owner, this is the bank, the parties, bank. This is owner's wife. Entity concept means this is our business. This business are separate from these all related parties. This means we identify our business. This is separate entity, separate business, separate from which one? All parties, owner, owner's wife, bank, government. This is the major point is our business is considered, but we not consider about owner, bank, owner's wife. This is the entity concept means the separate one is our business. This is our scope, our business, not owners. Owners are separate person, owner's wife are separate person, bank is separate person. This is the entity concept. Entity concept means entity concept consider to which one? Only business. This is a separate one, separate person. This is the entity concept. Look here the question. This is the concept. This is the are correct to application. Use the business entity concept. This is the using of entity concept. Look here, first one. All transactions of the business are recorded. All transactions of the business are recorded from perspective of the business. What is the meaning of perspective? All transactions of the business. This is the normal words. All transactions of the business recorded from perspective of business. Perspective means this is the business. Perspective means perspective means business scope. Business scope means business scope. Business I. Based on this is the I. This is the I, the accounting entity. The business have I to identify see the transaction. This is the radar. This is the I use the camera. This is the radar. This is the radar area. The perspective means we go to inside to business. This is the inside of the business and use the business area to identify the transaction. The perspective means business entity identify the transaction from the in the business, and radar area must be around the business. Perspective means the eye scope is around the business. Around the business means perspective. Perspective means our perspective. Our perspective means entity perspective. Entity radar area. This is the entity concept. Entity concept means separate one. Separate means only think about our targets, only think about our transaction. Perspective means use the eye of the business, only go to the inside to business and look here, this transaction only impact, identify business area. This is a perspective meaning. Perspective meanings. This is the correct one. Why? Entity concept consider the perspective, the eye concept, radar area of the business. This is correct one. A answer is correct. There are three answers. This one, A, this one. This is the rejection. B or C. A is correct. Okay. This one, B. This concept provides the basis for identification of reporting entity. Yes, this concept provide the basis, the basic of identifying of the reporting entity. The entity concept guideline to identify the entity. This entity concept means which entity is a separate person. Eliminate this one. The separate person, separate identification to business is announced that this is, look here, identification of reporting entity. Reporting entity means recording business again. Entity of recording transaction. There are transaction reporting in the entity. Entity means business. This time only transaction we report. Reporting entity means this one. Reporting entity means there is entity, record the transaction. The only transaction occurred in this area, only recording the transaction. Reporting entity identification means this guideline, entity concept guideline to please separately identify the our business. This is the reporting entity, only reporting entity transactions. Look here, this is the correct one. Guideline to reporting entity. Reporting entity means our business scope identify using the entity concept. This one is okay. A or B, A and B is correct. A only is rejection. A and B, this one. A and B, this one. This is rejection. B is correct. Third one. The owner's investment in the business is presented as a claim to the resources of the business. Look here. Owner's investment. Owner supply the business. Owner supply the money to business. Owner's investment in the business is presented. Look here. Owner's investment. Look at the page. Look here, the equation assets equal equity plus liabilities. The owner's investment, look here the transaction, owner invests the cash. Or the cash. 100,000 cash invest to business. This is the cash increasing. This is the ownership increasing. This is the capital. This is the transaction. Look here. This definition statement said that owner's investment, the investment of 100,000 rupees in the business presented claim to resources of the business. Look here, this is the resource, this is the claim, this is the asset, actual resources. This part means the ownership means claiming means ownership means, look here, there are some cash amounts there. This is the resources in the business. There is resources in the business. Look here, this is our business. There are 100,000 cash in the business. This is the cash inside in the business. Okay, this is the resource. This part is the ownership. Equity means the claiming, ownership. Owner says, look here, this is the 100,000 rupees. This is my ownership. This is the claiming. He request. This is my money. Please give me money. Oh, business is there. Owner claiming. Owner anytime. Owner says, please give me my money. This is a claiming. This part means claiming. Claiming means the ownership power. This is the claiming part. This is the actual resources. Actual resources in the business. There. This is the claiming power. Claiming ownership power. This part. This partition is separately. This is our business, actual business. This is the claiming. This is the ownership. This is the power. This is the business. This is our business. This is the ownership. There are some talking about this, his power. This is a claiming. This is a separation. Look here, separation. Which of the concept? Entity concept. Entity concept means separation. Business is separate part. Claiming is separate part. Ownership is separate part. Business is separate part. This is the entity concept guideline. Therefore, we can identify as answer this claiming. Claiming is other side. Business is other side. This is the claim to resources of the business. This part is okay. A, B, C. There are three statements are correct. Therefore, I can select answer is 5. Question number 3, answer is 5. All statements are correct. Okay, let's see. The next question is question number 4. We meet next question number 4.